the play fake. Here's Wilson, eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
After the interception, here's Watson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Frank Clark in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Out of the gun, Watson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Now it's Lockett. Look at the spin.
Balance.
A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big play that time for the Seahawks. 48 yards. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run with Carson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that is going to set up 3rd and goal. Now it's Wilson. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. They failed once in this spot earlier, but the offense will stay out to go for it on 4th down. Here's the sneak with Wilson, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson scoring on the sneak from a yard out, and the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Watson going to give this one to Miller. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to see.
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
We got three. Three down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
They are going for it. Here's Watson. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Flush to his right. That is caught at the 7. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 34 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6. And his kick is right through. Out to kick is Janikowski. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Play action for Miller. Now Watson. And his throw is incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. A shotgun snap for Watson. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Jaron Reed. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable for Lockett. Skirts by him at the 35. 1 minute, 53 ticks left to go in this first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play. They go play action here on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So in the 2nd quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Oh, the spin. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm. And he's across the chalk, into the end zone, touchdown Seahawks. Mike Davis, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Janikowski adds the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Out to kick is Janikowski. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now he's going to throw deep right side. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Now it's Watson. And he finds his man Griffin. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Watson on first down. Going deep for Hopkins. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Sliding out of the pocket. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 23 yards on the play. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. Flushed out right. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Play action. Now Wilson. They'll roll him out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Heading out as the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. 10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Watson. Being chased out left. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. After the interception, here's Wilson. Letting one go deep for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The former first-round pick, Kareem Jackson, there defensively.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Sebastian Janikowski to try the Seahawks field goal. This from 54 yards away. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
So after the missed long field goal attempt, this offense set up nicely at the 44-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
They'll run it again with Miller. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up a third down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They're going for it. It's Watson. Buying time to his left. Going up top for Miller. Oh, wide open. Complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. A first down carry now for Miller. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
They'll try to get the run game going. Here's Davis. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. Here it's 3rd and 2. Davis, he'll try to run for it. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there, as the drive will continue.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. Throwing is Wilson, eluding the pressure right. And the grab made by Doug Baldwin. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Flush to his right. He's got it complete. Mike Davis. It's a big play there for Seattle. 43 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Now Wilson on first down. Escaping the pressure right. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And that is going to skip out of bounds. So a break there for sure. They'll hold on to the possession at the 5-yard line. They go play action with Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off down at the 2. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Here's a give to Miller. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From his goal line here, Watson steps away to his left. Going deep and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. The former Longhorn back home, Earl Thomas. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Flushed out right. Wide open receiver complete. A gain of 32 that time. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Back now in Houston, it's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. Dancing to his left. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
Well, to me, this leads to the question, do you admire the way he puts his body out there all the time, or do you think he should protect himself a little bit more?
Well, he's been on the ground several times with all those sacks that he's taken. So, I don't know, I kind of admire him not fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And did the offense get it back? They did at the 1-yard line.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
They'll give it to him up the middle, and he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. A great play there, taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Seahawks add on to their lead. Janikowski on for the extra point. Janikowski good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out to kick is Janikowski. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They run again with Foreman. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Back to throw, Watson. Rolling to his right. And that is incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Watson. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense.
Money back.